For most Americans, this jobs issue is the one that hits home the hardest. And that report on Friday was a surprise, much worse than people expected. What should Americans expect right now? How much worse is this job situation going to get for how long?
Well, it's very difficult to make judgments at a time like this, largely because we don't have so many incidents in history to be able to compare it to. But basically, I think the issue is this. The job report was pretty awful, no matter how you looked at it. Indeed, not only, of course, did the unemployment rate go up, but I was particularly concerned about the number of Americans who have been unemployed for 6 months or longer. I mean,
5 million Americans.
But that went up sharply in September. And remember, the reason that is a problem, obviously, other than the obvious personal difficulties that families have in such a context, is that the economy loses skills. I mean, people who are out of work for very protracted periods of time lose their skills eventually. And remember that what makes an economy great is a combination of the capital assets of the economy and the people who run it. And if you erode the human skills that are involved there, it is a real and, in one sense, an irretrievable loss.
Does that mean we're heading towards a situation where you could actually see an end to the job loss, or not quite yet?
Well, no, I think we're getting close to that. But remember, the end of the job loss is not the same thing as that the unemployment rate is going to start down. My own suspicion is that we're going to penetrate the 10% barrier and stay there for a while before we start down.
Given that, even though you're not for any major new stimulus, what about extending unemployment benefits for people who are out of work? We're going to have more than 1 million people lose their benefits by the end of the year. Also, the idea that there should be some tax credits to make sure that unemployed people are able to maintain their health insurance.
This is an extraordinary period. And temporary actions must be taken, especially to assuage the angst of a very substantial part of our population. So I don't actually consider those types of actions stimulus programs. I think that they are essentially programs which support people, essentially their living standards in part. I grant you it has a stimulus effect, but that wouldn't be my primary purpose.
How about one other